trying to make it a little better for myself somehow. It's definitely getting worse and worse.
It's a terrible time, but
okay.
I think right now, are they actually going to go straight into it? Because I
mean, like, we're talking about anything hot. What gets hotter than this match coming up next?
What an interesting double blind that they have. DSS versus Rude. Rude being predominantly a Bayonetta player with a Mario secondary. DSS having mainly Metaknight, ton of secondaries. They double blind into Mario Ness as the ultimate result.
Well, as those of you that don't know DSS,
Yeah.
Ness was his original main for about a good year or so.
Yeah, the first
when
year
the
of
game first came out, and then he eventually moved on to the Metaknight, but he still has the Ness in his back pocket when he needs him. Ooh, double jump is still on deck, able to go ahead and recover, and DSS still trying to put on that pressure.
And I know he doesn't actually feel bad about the Ness into Mario matchup either. Yeah.
DSS doesn't mind about a lot of matchups. He will just pull out the character based on the player. Initially, he'll think about the matchup, but like, okay, yeah, this character might be able to go ahead and give me the upper hand, but when he sees that players are playing him either very aggressively or very defensively, he will switch to his characters accordingly to go ahead and try to match him up. All right, but no, still going through here. Both of them just kind of throwing out a bunch of these moves, a forward throw coming out from DSS, being really aggressive with those fares, but finally Rude throwing him right back off stage.
Just building up more of that distance with the Flood and catching him with that platform trap right there, knowing that he wanted to only use the double jump and not risk himself by going to the PK Thunder too.
No, I mean, at the same time right there, DSS ended up using the side magnet. Kind of stalled himself in that air, free back air for Rude to go ahead and take that stock.
Nah, Easy knew the PK Thunder was coming, and Rude just gets a single up air that he knows he's guaranteed and then tries to reset to an advantageous position.
No, Rude right there in that situation kind of just showed that he does have the experience playing against a bunch of Nesses. He's, like, most players, they'll try to challenge that PK2, like, yo, I can get in there beforehand. This time he was like, yo, I'm rolling, I'm getting out of there. I do not want to lose this stock. And speaking of stocks, that was almost gone. DSS trying to be a little sly to go and get that pivot grab.
Rude is not forcing the question at all. He recognizes the lethality of that grab. Ooh, gets a footstool, nothing further off of it, but it sends a message.
No, I mean, the platform definitely in the way as well. And I think with this amount of rage, I think it was just a little bit too much for Sense to even try to make that happen there at the bottom.
Back throw is not going to take it, actually. Wow.
No, coast to coast, still not going to do it. Even here on Town and City, DSS getting out of harm's way by hitting himself with that PK Thunder. And Rude, the Mario, is doing very well, but finally that stock is gone, only sitting at 63%. What I kind of want to see from DSS right now is, do exactly that. Try to control the ground game, get a couple more of these grabs, and also when he's throwing out these aerials, I want to see some more nair. He is consistently just throwing out all of these up airs, and Rude is just staying right outside of that range.
The other thing that I've noticed is Rude is showing his experience in this matchup because we see DSS going for a lot of ambiguous situations, especially with PK Thunder, to where he wants to bait Rude into trying to punish and then punish that approach, but Rude is not falling for any of these baits.
I gotta be careful. DSS doesn't have a double jump.
Yo! The fireball snipe on the PK Thunder! This is a man who has Ness experience. Let it be said, this is a man who has Ness experience above all else.
This is a man that got himself a B+ in geometry class as well. Did you see that, man? He exactly knew where that fireball was gonna land.
That's physics, man. That's kinetic
it's
physics.
The same thing.
Yeah, it is. It actually is.
It goes hand in hand.
Shout out to physics.
Here we go. Into the next game. DSS automatically switching over to the Metaknight.
I guess at the moment that he said, oh, you're not banning Town and City? Okay, I'm going Metaknight.
No, I mean, one other thing to kind of look underneath, those of you that, know DSS track record, when he goes against Marios, he doesn't do the greatest against them, Luis being one of his greatest demons out here in NorCal right now. So you never know. Rude might be able to go ahead and capitalize on the fact that, DSS really struggles with these characters.
I mean, speaking of which, Luis was the one that sent DSS to losers to begin with.
Oh, man. See, look. It all comes full circle, G-Pick.
But you don't want to be double eliminated by the same character. It's the worst feeling at the end of a tournament. And there we go. DSS working to make sure it doesn't happen.
And the taunts. Ooh, you spread them wings, boy.
Just give yourself that morning stretch.
Oh, no. He ends up getting caught right away. Ill-advised pummel coming off from Rude. Thought he was just going to immediately go for that down throw, but DSS kind of putting up a notice, letting him know that, yo, I know how to mash. I'm not just going to let you get this free percent.
I think what happens...
Again!
I think Rude is mashing the grab button, so after he gets the grab, the mash one buffers into a pummel, and so he's not able to actually buffer in the throw direction he wants.
Makes sense, but hey, as we go on through this game, see if that's still going to go ahead and play a part.
Ooh. Nice recognition by DSS, knowing that Rude is just going for an aerial bait, and right there, just charging that forward smash to cover that option.
Oh, the taunt right after the forward smash. All right.
The ultimate edge guard.
No, DSS trying to go ahead and just send out a message, letting Rude know that he is not phased from that game one.
He's playing his worst matchup. And he's saying, you know what? You can't beat me in my
G-Pick
worst
as well.
matchup?
He is playing lights out.
What's that mean?
Lights out. You can't touch him.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you ain't heard that expression before?
I've just had a couple of these.
I was about to say, like, my man, you're a man of puns. You're a man of expressions. You are a man of, playing with words.
Yeah.
Something you should know already.
But
you know what DSS knows? He knows how to go ahead and deal with that Mario. So
Yeah.
get that out of here. We are at now a best of 2 out of 3 set with the Bayonetta coming out to, your favorite stage.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of Bayonetta's favorite stages. Tilting of the ship makes it ideal for camping out, which is what you want to do against a Meta Knight. So, makes perfect sense for Rude to go immediately to this level, this matchup.
But the one thing we're going to have to go ahead and see is if Rude is going to go ahead and display a very patient style. Rude, as we've seen before, is actually quite aggressive when it comes to playing his opponents.
But this is a matchup where, above all else, you do need to have that patient awareness. Meta Knight wants more than anything for you to press a button because he can beat that button with his dash attack and then get a whole lot of nasty %, if not your stock for it.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Ooh,
And
here we go.
already
Once
just rising
again.
up with a couple of up airs. Again, the shuttle loop. And another taunt.
He's just trying to tilt Rude right now. I don't think Rude gets tilted by taunts. I don't think these are having any effect on him. But, DSS might as well throw it in just in case.
Maybe there's not even 4 routes to send out the message. Maybe it's a message for DSS. DSS himself is letting his own self know. You're feeling yourself. You're on fire. You can go out with these taunts. He's not going to stop you.
Okay, you know what? I can see that. I can see that being a self-motivator to keep your momentum accelerating. It's grease for your momentum.
Our good up throw. Ooh, Rude ends up catching him yet again. The up air going to go ahead and take that stock. Only 9% on Rude there.
They both took a trip to the moon so far today.
Are the bats as well coming in the clutch. Beautiful tech right there. Not trying to get locked.
Right now, we got ourselves a down throw into dash attack. This is not going to kill.
No, some really good percent already racked up on. Ooh, I like that recognition from Rude, knowing that after he bounced off of the shield, DSS could jump up there with a couple of those up airs.
Nice forward air by DSS, just cutting right through that aerial wall by Rude.
No, again, Rude now displaying the defensive style as we were kind of talking about in the beginning. Retreating with a lot of these nairs, trying to put on some type of residual damage, and now the bullets on the down angle, exactly what he needs to do.
And Rude is still trying to keep his patience. Uh-oh, a little burst of inactivity, but okay, so far okay. Gets himself nice, a frame trap into the witch twist, double afterburner kick, nothing further, but and into his own death. DSS immediately going into the dimensional cape and throwing in a taunt in the last few frames of the game.
There was no separation whatsoever after those afterburner kicks from Rude. I would have loved to see him try to go for a nair or any type of aerial in that moment because he still had his double jump to get out of that situation. The fact that he didn't, it left a huge opening for DSS to hit him with a dimensional cape as it just happened.
And this is actually interesting because Rude is going back to his Mario.
It's the character that's getting success.
But that's the thing, his Mario got 2-stocked by the Meta Knight. His Bayonetta brought it down to a pretty close game.
Hey, you never know. Rude, it's like sometimes when you're in the game, when your main gets beat as well as your secondary, it's like you just got to go down to what your gut's saying to you.
Yeah.
Rude's gut is saying go Mario. You've seen what you can go ahead and do with it. If you believe, some things might go ahead and happen, but, let's find out here in Game 4.
It's a matter of choosing to not have those gut regrets, right? Because if you don't follow your gut and you lose, your gut's going to scream at you for the rest of the night. Like,
exactly.
why
look at
didn't
this
you
so
listen?
far. He has a nice 50% lead, but,
so
against
far,
Meta Knight,
okay.
It's not really a lead.
It's not really a thing. This ain't no thing. He's still living. He's only getting hit by a couple stray up airs, but no chain to take him off the top.
A couple force smash coming out from DSS, trying to put on really good pressure. Up air, no up B.
Rude just hoping to bait out an air dodge for a free kill. DSS didn't give it to him. Back throw does end up taking it, and Sean is losing his mind. Dino Right, holy crap, Dino Right is hammered right now.
Up air, and yet another shuttle loop. Here we go. Rude's last possible stock here in the loser's bracket at Who's Your Pappy, number 9.
Oh, that's why Dino is going so hard for Rude. Rude is in his carpool.
Makes sense. All right, DSS falling off the ledge right there, trying to stall just a little bit. Gets that back air, but doesn't get the drag down, luckily for Rude.
Ooh, doesn't able to cover that down air. Rude once again reaches
back.
the ground. He is not going to die.
Falling out.
Gets it right out of there. Gets hit by a fully charged up smash, but it's fine. Makes it back to the ledge. Gets that rising up air, but still. Ooh! You see what he was trying to do there. He wants to drop down, away from the back air and then upbeat through it,
Yeah.
but he dropped down too far, wasn't able to reach the ledge.
Well, at the same time, when Rude jumped up, he did a double jump in air, and DSS